Premier African Minerals is up over 15% on the week. We got told that a mill was being delivered. It has arrived on site and it is a thing of beauty. Welcome back, everyone, to the channel. I hope, of course, you are all well. Listen, it's been 2 weeks since we last covered Premier African Minerals. In that video, I was 70% more bearish, 30% bullish. Still holding, obviously still balls deep in Premier African Minerals dream. In that video, made it very, very clear 0.16 was likely to be your bottom. We hit that level and we have pushed, thank the Lord, we have pushed to about the 0.23. That was going to become your resistance. Everyone in the Discord has been buying at the right levels. Thank God. We've brought our average price down. We were waiting patiently to break through the 0.23. We did that on the back of some decent news. Let's just take a rewind. The news that came out on the 29th was an RNS from the Premier African Minerals CEO, Georgie Boy, giving us some good news that CAMAX aren't going to penalise us. We've talked about this in the previous RNSs. When delivery was first missed, they stepped in and says, look, we're not going to hit you with fines, let it go. Pretty much they've continued on with that. They're a bit of an adjustment in terms of percentages on interest and different things, but generally speaking, it shows that they're don't want to hinder us. They want to support Prem. It's the same message that we've been saying for about the last 6 months. They don't really care about the small couple of million here and there. They just want Prem to deliver on what they've said they would do. And when you look at what's all happening and the big deliveries of the mill and all these types of things, you're feeling a wee bit more confident that we're getting closer. But we need to be very close because the deadline's not far away. There was a term in that RNS saying we were looking to hit production in end of February, depending on our subcontractors. Nice little disclaimer there. So he's setting the stall out that potentially washing his hands of any delays. It's not my fault. It is your fault, Georgie Boy. Do not blame this on your subcontractors. A workman's only as good as his tools, and if you've hired these people, well, that's your fault. Anyway, that aside, this is a bullish video. The mill has arrived, and we are also expecting probably a good RNS this week. We're hoping could dip into early next week, but I definitely suspect it to come in the next, say, 5 working days. We're due to probably get an update on funding and the NRS. So we'll keep patiently waiting for that. We'll not talk about speculation. We're just hoping that that's going to all come in the next week and this rally will continue. Most people will have caught up on the RNSs and different types of news and are very well rehearsed in that. So I'm not going to go over that. I want to talk more about the technical side of things and we'll look at the charts here. But first, let's just have a little sneak peek again at this mill. Whoever does the social media for Prem deserves huge bonus because this is outstanding. Look at this big bad boy. Huge. Really, really, like, I don't know what I was expecting, but it's massive. It really, really is. There's all the lads and ladies potentially, but there's the guys on site doing what's required to get this bad boy in place, delivered, production. Let's go. And look, everyone seems happy, so I'm happy. Okay, so let's put up the charts then. First off, RSI still has room to run. I like that. MACD still has room to run. Plenty of good indications from those two analyses alone. So what you're seeing here is volume. I suspect a lot of people have waited for this breakout, and that's just why we're seeing so much volume, because people went, right, we've broke out of this channel that we were stuck in, and now we should have a clear run up about another 20%, at least up to about 0.32 in my opinion. That's the next level, but I put all this into my Discord this morning. This level is still going to be good resistance, unfortunately, but not as bad resistance as what it was here. It took us a while to break through. I drew this channel here. Sort of suspected we may have went up and down, potentially, depending on the news. We see we've went down, we've went up, but it looks to have broke out, and thank the Lord for doing that. But if we actually zoom in here, you can see on the day chart, it took us a good while. We actually touched it here on the 22nd of January, went kind of sideways, touched it again, touched it again, touched it again, touched it again, touched it again. It just broke. And we broke yesterday. We closed above that price. Once you close above that, acts then as usually as a support then, and then that's it. So hopefully we've built up a good bit of support. And look at this. This is lovely bits of support being built. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days is just right. That's a nice level. Now we can step up. So I don't think we're going to break out. News dependent, good or bad, we'll shoot the thing as always. But just continuing on the natural flow, this will naturally flow up to at least 0.32. In the Discord, I did say, look, I personally think, unless bad news comes out, of course, I don't see any reason why we do not push about 50% more up to about 0.4, 0.39. This will then become the next, and this will be a huge level of resistance. Look how many times: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times before we were able to break out. So in theory, things are looking good. The good thing about 0.4 is this 200-day moving average will start to slope down. We shall probably end up something like this. By the time we get to this stage, this will just keep going. Imagine every candlestick the whole way up. That'll cross over. And I suspect, and don't hold me to it, but I suspect that with that coming down, maybe a bit lower, and the way this trajectory will go, you could be potentially sitting here sort of in about 3 weeks where you're actually back into a bull run. And a bull run on Prem will be crazy, because the last time we broke into a bull run was back here. And I don't need to remind people what happened when we went bullish. The thing shot up about 212%. It's a long shot. There's a lot of ifs and there's a lot of buts, but look, we do believe there's fundamental good news coming out. We do have the NRS, probably an update on funding, a bit more word, and then the glorious work of we have reached delivery. We are producing. Those are the words. If we hear anything like that over the next 3 weeks, this thing is going to skyrocket. Still think 0.6 is a fair value. You have to look at the spot. I mean, sort of price now compared to where it was at these levels. A lot of people are thinking it's just going to shoot back up to this level. I'm not convinced. I think there's a lot of factors that played into this. But 0.6, why not? You know, that would be a lovely level, a firm level. I'd be delighted with that level. My plan still is, if we can get above 0.4, I'm going to trim profits. I will be green. I'm taking some profits off the table, rightly or wrongly. I think it'll be a case of buy the rumor, sell the story. I think if this news does come out, it will pump hard, but I think it'll dump hard afterwards, like every type of stock under the sun. This is not a Prem thing. This is just what happens. So be wary of that. Think about your plan to buy or sell, exit strategies, entry points, whatever way you're going to do it. I know what my plan is. I've got good and bad points to come. I'm more than happy buying if this was somehow collapse and fall lower. I am prepared for a delivery miss by the end of February. It did say Q1. The way the RNSs and the storyboard has went, it was end of January, then it became February, then it became end of February. So Q1 has been mentioned in other reports. I wouldn't be surprised if all of a sudden in 2 weeks' time the RNS drops and George Roach just says something like, I still expect delivery to happen in Q1. And if we just have to forget the February and January, all these missed deadlines, they did say Q1. Q1 still in the car. So that's my expectation. We'll see what comes of it. What's your thoughts? Leave them down below. What's your plan? You're holding long. It should be a long hold in my opinion, and I will definitely be holding Prem long. I just have a lot of money in, mostly because I've been buying every friggin' dip possible since April. It's been one hell of a drop over the last 12 months. A lot of buying, as you've seen in the last video, all my different buys. But the 0.17 buy is looking like a good buy. My average price is 0.3, just shy of 0.39, just 0.38 or something. 0.39 though. I am fairly confident, unless we get bad news, that over the next couple of weeks we will be at those levels. And it's exciting. We've had a bad 12 months. Let's just enjoy where we are right now. And I hope everyone in my Discord and all Prem shareholders across the board are feeling a wee bit of the pressure off. I hope you enjoy this run. I hope it happens, guys. Come on, Georgie boy. Let's get it done. And I will see you all in the next video.